Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me. Now, this is the second in my vlogs about what requirements or what documentation requirements are there for somebody getting married under the Civil Union Partnership Act or the Civil Union Act of South Africa. And now this is a situation where you have a South African ID book holder marrying a non-South African ID book holder in South Africa. So let me go through what documentation is required. The person that has the South African ID number, whether it's a card or a book, even if you're not a citizen of South Africa, if you've been issued with the ID number, you must get married under that ID number. So you need to supply either the copy of the book or the copy of the ID. I would need that to be able to register your civil union partnership or marriage. Now, in the event that you are getting married to a non-South African, that is anybody that has not got a South African ID book or ID card, then you would need a copy of the passport of that particular person. Please keep in mind that the passport would be the page with the photograph of the person, as well as the information about the person, and also the entry stamp, the last entry stamp into the country. So whenever they pass through the airport or whichever way they came into the country, that stamp that was made in the book, in the passport, I need a copy of that page. Both need to be certified, please. Now, with that, you would also need to supply a letter of no impediment. The person getting married in South Africa that is not part of the population register of South Africa obviously would not be on our system, so we cannot check. So Home Affairs requires the letter of no impediment or the certificate of single status, whatever you want to call it. That document is important because that is the proof that that person is not married in the country that they come from. So what document do they need? We need a letter of no impediment, which is a document that is issued by the government of that particular country. Now that letter is normally given either in English or the language of the country. If it is that the country gives it to you in another language, you would have to have it translated, officially translated and certified and apostilled. So we need to know that it's a verified translation of the original. Now guys, if you're a non-South African British subject getting married in South Africa, you will find that the British government does not issue a letter of no impediment. That is just the way it is. So all you're going to have to do in that case, if you're a British subject, you would have to get from the British embassy or consulate a letter stating that they do not issue. Here's a sample of what that letter looks like. It's a very quick process. You just go into the embassy or the consulate and you simply ask for a letter that states that they do not issue a letter of no impediment. It's crazy, I know, but that's what's required. Now, because of the fact that you are a South African marrying a non-South African in South Africa, unfortunately there is another process that has to happen, and that is the interview or the immigration interview process. This is a process where you as a couple would have to go and apply for an appointment. The appointment would then be given and you would have to give in a supporting documentation, obviously at the time of making the appointment, together with a letter of referral from me as the marriage officer. I would give you that. That would state that I'm going to be the marriage officer on the date of your wedding and where it's going to take place. Those documents, together with the referral letter you give to Home Affairs, they will then supply you with an appointment at some point in the future. It could be a week, could be 2 weeks, it depends. It depends on how available they are. They will then call you back for that particular appointment. When you go back, they will then look for another set of those documents. Always take another set just in case. Don't give them the originals. And when you go, they will then do the interview. Now, the interview is a quick and easy process. They'll literally take you into different rooms or the same room, and they'll interview you just to confirm that you're actually a marriage of love and not a marriage of convenience. So don't worry about that too much. Obviously, if you've got nothing to fear, you've got nothing to fear. So what you do is you go and you do that appointment. They will then give you the thumbs up and the green light to be able to get married. All of those documents that you've supplied to Home Affairs, the originals of those, the letters of no impediment, the copies of your IDs, passport, etc., I would then need. I need to have that before the day of the marriage so that I can write the register out. I can then give all of that together with the register to Home Affairs. They would then register the marriage. Now, keep in mind that you would get a marriage certificate on that day. I would give you the abridged marriage certificate. However, if you have to register the marriage in another country, you would have to apply for the unabridged marriage certificate. This is a computer-generated document that only Home Affairs can issue, and you as a couple are the only ones that can actually apply for that document. No third party, unfortunately, can apply on your behalf for that particular document. But don't fear, I will give you a copy of your register, a scanned copy, together with the application form, and I will give you a breakdown of the process as well. So where to go, how to go about actually applying for the unabridged marriage certificate. However, just keep in mind, it does take quite a while for that document to be issued. So if you're going to be in a hurry to register your marriage in another country, just be aware of the fact that it's going to take a bit of time. So guys, just in recap, if you are South African marrying a non-South African in South Africa, it would be a copy of the SA ID book certified. It would be the passport of the non-South African citizen or the non-South African ID holder, and that person would have to have the page with their photograph as well as the entry stamp. It would also need a letter of no impediment, 2 ID size photographs, and then 2 witnesses that are going to sign the register. That would be copies of the passport holder if it's a non-South African, and the entry stamp, or the South African ID document. Again, all certified, please. Those documents need to be given to me as the marriage officer, and then I'll be able to marry you, and I'll be able to conduct your wedding service, and you know what, I'll be able to do the registration of your marriage, and everything would be lawful on that particular day. So guys, I'm looking forward. If you would like more information, you're more than welcome to contact me. My contact details are on screen now. Please feel free to shout if you need any help. And if you are a non-South African marrying a South African, it is best to have a chat to me face to face so that we can go through all the information and ups and downs, ins and outs, and the difficulties of the process. Okay guys, good luck. I'd like to hear from you at some point. Cheers.